Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to play Demonology Warlock in Phase 2 of Classic WoW. Now, I did make a video sort of in Phase 1 talking about how to play it, and I did make a few things that were wrong, mainly because of the difference between Phase 1 and Phase 2. Phase 1 was an accident, just blowing up the bosses as fast as possible, which led to a lot of inconsistencies with numbers and things, and I sort of misled a few people on a few things like Spellstone versus Firestone, as well as, you know, in Phase 2 I've gotten months and months more experience on the class, so I can with confidence give you more information on it just from experience alone. But anyway, before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is consumables. So make sure that you have a flask of the Frostworm. Right now I have Wizardly Cologne, but that's just the Love in the Air event. I'm not sure if that's going to last or not. We'll have to see. Then Well Fed, which is going to be Spell Power buff, which you can get from a Fish Feast or Firecracker Salmon. They're the same exact thing. You want as much Spell Power as possible for that Demonic Pact buff. Then for your Spellstone, it is going to be Spellstone instead of Firestone. This is 100% Spellstone, always in every scenario. And then you're going to make sure that you have your Fell Armor on, as well as you want to make sure you have Soul Link. So those are just sort of the buffs and stuff that you can put on yourself. And then an important thing is going to be having a Potion of Wild Magic and Potion of Speed. These are very important because you're going to pre-pot Wild Magic to try to clip that Demonic Pact buff, and then you're going to pop Potion of Speed later on when the boss is around 35% or your second meta, whatever sort of comes, depends on your guild's kill times, etc. So anyway, let's get into rotation. So the very first thing you're going to do, you know, we'll do a DBM pull timer of 10 just to get you guys ready for this. So at about 2 seconds, I'm going to life tap and pop my pre-pot. So we're going to life tap, pre-pot, and then we pre-cast Shadow Bolts, and then we're going to pop meta, pop Corruption, Doom, Emulation Aura, and then as we're getting here, we're going to emulate. And now we just press Shadow Bolts until we get a Molten Core proc, which is based on your Corruption, just constantly refreshing your dots. And then you are going to make sure that no dots ever fall off, and you are just pumping as much as possible. This right here that shows all these is going to be my weak aura. That is a Molten Core proc. I will go over add-ons and the weak auras I use and definitely share those with you guys after this little sample here. So right there we got 2 Molten Core procs. Maintaining your dots is the most important, so make sure that you are keeping all these up as much as possible. The weak aura definitely helps me track that a ton, and you're just sort of looking for your procs and stuff. So that's just a general rotation right there and sort of what you're going to want to be doing with that. Now let's talk about our build and sort of what I have with all of that. So we're going to be looking at our talents first because I think this is important, and this is really heavily based on your hit and what you have. Obviously, in Affliction, there is suppression, so if you need the extra hit, these 3 talent points are very worth it, and you're going to take them out of your improved demonic tactics, unfortunately, and your demonic tactics, that's where the 3 points would go. You'd only put 4 in here and take out the 2 there. While that sucks for your demonic pact buff, sometimes it is required, but if you're raiding Old War, there is so much hit that it's probably not going to be a problem. This was more of a Phase 1 problem, and not having sort of your Dying Curse and Leggings of the Wanton Spellcaster. Those were your 2 major sources of hit. And now sort of another variation in the tree that I do is improved health stones, just because your Demonology Warlock can easily take this. You're only sacrificing extra stamina, and you're already tanky because of your soul length and your metamorphosis. I rated completely fine this week. I didn't even notice it, and so I was able to, you know, rock that with, you know, 6% less stam than normal, which isn't too much for you as long as you hold yourself personally accountable. So then we have Improved Shadow Bolt, Bane, and Ruin. These are the other 15 points. Then we're going to take a look at Glyphs. Glyph of Life Tap, Glyph of Felguard, and Glyph of Quick Decay. Then minor ones, you don't have to have the minor ones, but they are pretty nice. Drain Soul can create Soul Shards. This is just quality of life. Glyph of Souls. Reduces the mana cost of your Ritual of Souls, so that's your summoning stone if you ever have to summon before it, a boss or something like that. It's pretty nice. And then Underwater Breathing just makes your swim speed faster. That's kind of pretty easy. I doubt you're going to be swimming much. You don't have to swim in raids, so it's just a quality of life thing. That's my Glyph setup anyway. So next, let's talk about gear and some of the biggest pieces you're going to be looking for in Old War. So the biggest thing is making sure your hit is where it's at. Right now, I am in a very weird spot because I want to get very high demonic packs, which means I need a spell power trinket. So I need a dying curse. I need something like that. Normally, if I'm going for personal DPS, I'd use this Eye of the Broodmother. You want to be at about 13% hit because every raid has a Boomkin or a Shadow Priest, and so then you can get hit capped from that alone. But it's just a really weird spot that I'm personally at. But some of the biggest items that you are going to want is going to be the Star Shard's Edge. This is an insane dagger. It is the highest spell power for you. It is the best weapon to go after by far. Most guilds prio it to their Demo Lock for that reason, as well as Afflictions want the staff because they want to snapshot their dots with insane haste. They want the staff off of Hodir right here, so you can that's not set on 10 men, sorry about that. They want the Hodir staff right there because of snapshotting, so they really go for that over Star Shard's Edge, but all of them are acceptable. But the biggest pieces you want are going to be Star Shard's Edge and Flare of the Heavens. These are the two biggest spell power increases for you, and the more spell power you have, the higher your demonic pact is, and so on. So like, gearing is super weird because of 10 man and 25 man. You know, like these 10 man pieces like this ring, this shimmering seal, just because of the socket and the spell power, I'm using it even though I am so far over hit right now. I'm almost hit capped without a Boomkin, so it really sucks for that. But just make sure you know what your hit cap is and be looking for it. Another option is to make sure you have a Cord of the White Dawn and a Stash of Ancient Power, just whether you need the hit or not. You can constantly swap between the two and sort of make it that way. And then we also, you know, have the options of the boots. I was very lucky that my guild gave me these Flame Leviathan boots, so I don't have to craft them. But, you know, Arcanic Tramplers are also a great piece that you can go after as well for that. So just a lot of options for you. Right now I'm currently using Force Set, and I think you'll use your Force Set for a very long time until you really get 252 pieces to replace them, whether it's gloves and legs or you know, the helm or the chest. You pretty much always use, I believe it's chest and shoulders in the True Abyss, because you want to maintain your 2 set just because it does a decent amount of damage from what I saw, and it helps with the stat prios for your hit for True Abyss. But you can definitely check out Wowhead for your Abyss sheets and lists like that. It is constantly in flux, and it's super important that you guys understand that. Finally, let's talk about add-ons and weak auras. So the add-ons that I use are weak auras, obviously, is an add-on. And then the biggest thing that I use is this Warlock's procs and buffs. I will definitely add this to Pastebin and sort of share that with you. It sort of is just everything that I use and procs and stuff like that. Huge shout out to Snapcaster for making this for me. It's very, very helpful. You can have this Warlock Life Tap reminder and then Hellstone Raid usage counter. This is very nice for that. I do need to update this one, so that one might be delayed on the Pastebin because it's still using the ID from Wrath or TPC, so I do need to update that one, but I'll update that, and that just sort of tells you how many people use them so you can know whether to add them or not. Pretty useful. The Life Tap reminder is just a verbal thing that says your in case you're not staring at your mana. It's helped me a few times, so it definitely could help you a lot. But those are the three, this Warlock proc and buff one being the main one. Now let's sort of take a look at my add-ons. The biggest one is the Spell Activation Aura. I really don't use too many add-ons, but right here, Spell Activation Overlay. It mimics the spell activation stuff. So as you saw when my Molten Core proc, there were 2 fire things on the sides of my character that I found to be very, very helpful. and that sort of just gives you a visual cue. And then at 35%, it'll appear up at top to let you know that you can use your decimation, execute, and just spam full soulfire without losing the soul shards. Now, the other things, there are tons of tips and tricks that you can do in Ulduar based by fight using your demonic circle, as well as taking advantage of your demonic charge. But, you know, that's sort of very case-to-case basis, and it would take too long to sort of go into detail with those. But another thing is just finally make sure you're soul stoning. Make a soul stone, put it on a healer, put it on your tank. Hopefully your guild has the signs for it, but if they're not, just, you know, talk to your other warlocks. Just make sure you're assigning that. Using that is one of the most overpowered abilities and can save fights completely, especially if you're doing Algalon. That's insane. But anyway, guys, I really hope this video helps you. I hope it you know, helps you become better Demonology Locks. If you think I missed anything, think I messed up on anything, definitely drop it down below in the comments, and I will do my best to get back to you guys. But until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.